Hello, I'm Michael Williams, founder of the Memoir Studio, and I want to welcome you to Writing Through the Fear, a seven-part video series for memoir writers who feel called to tell their stories but find themselves hesitating. Hey, hello again. Michael Williams here, and I'm so glad that you've returned for this second video in my seven-part series on the fears, the self-doubts that a memoir writer, often feels. And today I want to talk about one of the most persistent, quiet fears that I hear from memoir writers, and it usually sounds something like this: Who am I to write this story? I've never been a writer. I'm not a professional. What if I get it wrong? This is the fear, the self-doubt, the fear of not being a real writer. It's a fear that lives just under the surface. It's tied to perfectionism, comparison, and that long shadow of every red inked page we've ever received, from primary school onwards. So let me say this clearly. You do not need to be a real writer to write your real story. I said it in the last video, I'll repeat it again, and it probably won't be the last time that I say it. Let me illustrate it with a story. I remember working with a woman in one of my early memoir circles. Now, she told me that she had spent her life raising a family, working in a small town bakery, and volunteering in her church. Now, she told beautiful stories when she joined us at the table. I mean, they were funny, they were moving, they were vivid. But when it came time to write them down, she froze. I never went to university," she whispered. I'm not a writer like the rest of you." But over the weeks, well, she began to write anyway, just gently encouraging her to do so, even a page, a couple pages at a time. Now, her spelling wasn't always perfect. Her grammar wandered, but her stories held such life. Her words shimmered with honesty and wisdom. And by the end of the course, everyone in the room looked forward to her reading her pages, not because they were polished, but because they were true. They were authentic. So maybe we can reframe this problem, this fear, and gain some insight and reassurance. Memoir is not about showing off your prose. It's it's about making meaning, taking the raw clay of your lived experience and shaping it into something real, something reflective. You see, the truth is, most of the best memoir writing I've read hasn't come from trained writers. It's come from people with something to say and the courage to say it simply, honestly, and in their own voice. Your voice, just as it is, carries your life's rhythm, and that rhythm matters more than commas and clever turns of phrase. If you've ever said, "But I'm not a writer," well, then I invite you to ask a different question. What if I'm simply a person with a story? And if I don't tell it, who will? Because that's where memoir begins, not in mastery, but in memory, not with polish, but with presence. You're not here to impress. You're not here, you're not here to impress. You're here to connect. You're here to tell the truth as you lived it. And that, my friend, is enough. So here's a writing prompt. Take the next 10 minutes and begin with this line. A story only I can tell is, you continue that. A story only I can tell is, and whatever comes up. Don't worry if it's perfect. Don't even worry if it makes sense or doesn't make sense. Just begin. Let your hand move. Let your memory lead you. Remember that every story begins in uncertainty. Every writer begins as a beginner. You don't have to earn the right to write because you already have it, because you have lived it. Next time, we'll explore the overwhelm of having too many stories and how to find your way through. But until then, keep writing what's true. You belong at the page. Thank you.